Hey there, everybody. It's Techspert here. Today's news, we're in for a treat. We're in for a treat. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and click the bell notification to receive more of my content. So, without wasting any of you guys' time, let's go straight to the day's topic. Firstly, the pre-orders in the US is still set to begin this week, and UK restocks and the latest updates. Then we have the Nintendo maintains the current price of the Switch 2 in the United States, coupled with its accessories. Then the Switch 2 commercial featuring Paul Rudd has a connection to Nintendo's classic SNES console. And the most important topic of the day, guys, PlayStation. It's about PlayStation, guys. PlayStation's new console sounds very different from what we imagined. Stay tuned, guys, because this particular topic is going to be very, 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 very interesting. It's different from what we normally hear from PlayStation, and it should show or reveal to us what the new console is gonna be like. So, without wasting any of you people's time, let's go to the first topic of the day. So, this is coming in from Tom's Guide. Tom's Guide is talking about the Switch 2 US pre-orders still begin this week, April 24th, and the UK restocks and latest updates. So, in the US, which you already know, April 24th is the date for the release of the Switch 2 pre-orders, the day that it goes live. And the pricing still seems the same, 449 for the one without the Mario Kart, and 499 for the Mario Kart bundle. Simple. So only the accessories are still costing are still has the problems, are still held down by the Trump's tariffs. And moving into the UK Switch 2 updates. So if you're living in the UK, a lot of people has had backlash on the Switch 2 um just because of its hefty pricing, with the Mario Kart bundle costing it at around $429 pounds, and the 365 pounds pricing for the one without Mario Kart, guys. Basically, things still remain the same there. So that's that on that. So let's move straight to the next topic, guys. It seems like pre-orders in the US, which I said are still coming up April 24th, with prices of things like the accessories still costing the same, and games around the same price. Mario Kart costing at around 79.99. Yeah. Donkey Kong Bonanza costing at around 69.99, which is around $70. Then the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller, guys, is costing in at around $85, which is $84.99. The Joy-Con 2 pair is costing in at around $94.99, that's $95. The Joy-Con 2 charging grip is costing in at 39.99. The Joy-Con 2 strap, 13.99. The Joy-Con 2 wheel set is costing in at 24.99. The Nintendo Switch 2 camera is costing at 54.99. The Switch 2 dock set, 119, which is 119.99. That's $120. So the Switch 2 carrying case and screen protectors is going to be costing in at around $39.99, $40. So the Switch 2 all-in-one carrying case costs $84.99. The AC adapter $34.99. And lastly, the micro SD express card, the Samsung micro SD express card, the 256 GB model, is going to cost at around $59.99. So if you are living in the US, tariffs are still affecting the price of the accessories at around a $5 increase to around $10 increase. So that's for the US news if you're living in the US. So without wasting any time, let's move straight to the commercials for the Nintendo Switch 2. It's somewhat like similar to that of the 90s for the SNES, featuring Paul Rudd, and he's back again in 2025, for the SNES in 1991 featuring Paul Rudd, and he's back again this year 2025. He's the one that actually he acted in the Avengers Endgame, and um it will show up in the article here. So let's read. Nintendo has released the first commercial for the Switch 2, and it's a huge throwback to the 1990s. Yeah. So the ad featuring Hollywood star Paul Rudd, the star of the Ant-Man, so the Ant-Man and the Avengers Endgame, recreates the original 1991 commercial for the Super Nintendo system, also known as the SNES, which starred a young Rude at the time. Now 56, the actor appears in the Switch 2 commercial sporting the same hairstyle and outfit he wore back in 1991. But this time, instead of thrusting a SNES cartridge into the into the console, he places the Switch 2 into its docking port, telling us and reminding us that times have changed and technology is evolving, guys. It's evolving rapidly. So moving on, um the home the homage to the SNES ad is a heavy nostalgia, and the connection between the past and the present feels organic and not forced. The trailer ends with Rude saying it's nice playing with power, guys. Yeah, like I said, times have changed. Technology is evolving and things are becoming more powerful. Devices are becoming far more powerful than they used to be. Now, moving on. But this is better because now we're playing together, super together, as a fog machine and a fan add a dramatic flair reminiscent to the of the original 90s ad. So Nintendo is just trying to like maybe advertise the Switch 2 to like all these older audience, like people from like the boomers, all those people from around 19 that they gave birth to at around 1960s, the 1960s. They are advertising their console to them, hoping for a kind of pre-order or sales to all those kind of audience, aside from the children and the Gen Z with the millennials. So moving on to the day's most important topic, guys. The most important topic. If you watch to this point in the video, you're gonna see exactly why I say this part of the video is the most important. So the topic is PlayStation's new console sounds like a very different. Is very different from what we imagined. The new console that is going to be coming up, I think 2028. Is it 2028 that the PS6 is going to be releasing? I'm not sure, but the new console that is coming up after the PS5 cycle, is what this topic is talking about. So, rumors and leaks regarding the Sony's PlayStation next console are a riff at the moment. But you may be surprised when you find out exactly what kind of PlayStation 6 console they're cooking up. So it's not just any kind of console. I think it's like two types. PlayStation is working up on two consoles at the moment, I think. And it's talking mainly about the SoC, which is the system on a chip. So, internet forums and news sites are currently ablaze with details regarding the Sony's upcoming PlayStation 6 that is supposedly in development. The thing is, based on the confused replies from hundreds of people, I think there's been a crosswire or two, guys. The latest big leak regarding the Sony's console dropped on Monday last week from the well-regarded insider Kepler. So they dropped some details regarding the system's SoC, which is also known as the system on a chip. Like I said previously, specs are on the NeoGAF forum, which gives us a little bit of info in regards to how powerful the device is said to be. So now, here's the new issue. Kepler isn't talking about the PlayStation 6 home console, which basically means the original or release console, like that's that we saw with the PlayStation 5. The OG PlayStation 5 is the home console of PlayStation, of all the PlayStation 5 series, not the PlayStation Portable or the PlayStation 5 Pro or the PlayStation 5 Slim is the home console. So what they mean by home console is the release console. So he's not talking about that. He's talking about a next Sony handheld, guys. A Sony handheld that could possibly be releasing after the PlayStation 6 releases, maybe during 2028, I think, which everyone is kind of assuming will be some kind of companion device for the PlayStation 6 console, which is probably wrong. Not like the PlayStation Portable and the PS5. It's probably different. Not like that trash that we saw of from um, PlayStation at that time. So this had led to a bit of misinformation online, guys. The people thinking that the next PlayStation 6 sounds underpowered. Well, now you know why. So many of us are thinking that because the console is going to be handheld, that PlayStation is probably not going to be focusing much on the PlayStation 6. But what the insider Kepler is talking about is the home is talking about the handheld console that Sony is going to be releasing. So that's similarly why people, okay, we've known that Sony had been working on two new SoCs, that of the PlayStation 6 and that of the handheld. So for a while now, dating all the way back to September of 2024, which is around 8 months now, or around 7 months. That's seemingly why people are getting the wrong end of the stick, guys, because there is a new PlayStation 6 home console in development. We are just hearing more details about the PlayStation 6 handheld at the moment. However, the new information regarding the PlayStation 6 portable does not sound pretty promising. It sounds like it will be able to emulate the PlayStation 5 games, or at very least that emulating PlayStation 5 games is the end goal. So given its current its specs. So PlayStation is making this handheld to be powerful in both emulating and in both emulating the PlayStation 5 games, with the hopes of a kind of high-end specs device. So let's move on. Just don't believe that what you hear online. The next PlayStation 6 being weaker than the Xbox Series X is probably fan-made, guys. So Sony may be dropping the ball in a lot of different ways at the moment, but I think we can rest easy knowing that their next system will have the juice required to keep up with the next gen games. That's much given. So there's a little bit of extras given in this video, guys. The PlayStation 4 may stick around for a little bit longer, as the gaming Bible still suggests. That's where the news of coming in from the PlayStation 6 portable is coming in from. So it says that the PlayStation 4 may stick around for years longer for one simple reason. So let's read up, guys. The PlayStation 4 has had a long life, giving players 12 years of brilliant games and entertainment, but that generation is winding to a close. Earlier today, I wrote about the how Sony is no longer shipping PlayStation 4 consoles to Japan, sparking the end of an era. However, many gamers think the system will keep going due to one thing: Fortnite. Fortnite can single-handedly keep a console's lifespan on for years to come, guys. That's reason, as I said, is Fortnite. Free to play games. Free to play games generally, but you can put Fortnite as the headliner here. In previous generations, consoles would die off when games weren't being made, but in this perspective, the PlayStation 4 has some online games like Fortnite that could keep the life cycle on for years. And this report states that the console could last for 10 years more, given that updates still come for it. So, and also the PlayStation 5. given that updates comes for it. So guys, if you watch to this point in my video, subscribe. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and also click the bell notification if you're new. And I've given you my opinion. I also want to hear yours. So leave a comment in the comment section. And also if you want to share the video, share. Bye.